below zero hits us in life. Built for the cold, you say? That ain't right. Too cold for the average Joe, just right for those who hear the show. In the image of greatness you were made, but taught by the world to be played. A new generation, we're building. No victims, we're creating. Them haters, keep hating, cause Gen Zero, we blazing. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Built for the Cold podcast. I'm Joe. This is Shawn. I'm excited to have him as a guest today. Remember, this podcast was built because if it's too cold for the average Joe, as far as life experience, challenges, everything, it's just right for me, for Shawn, and the listeners of this show. So I'm going to have Shawn speak to his background, more importantly, what he's been able to overcome. But remember, we talk about the D's in life. It could be death, divorce, debt, despair, doubt, you name it. The biggest D is the devil, and he's trying to unseat your belief in yourself that you're actually built for a greater purpose. And we're learning how to go through those D's without blaming the God. So Shawn, go ahead and take it away. Introduce yourself. And I'm excited to have you here.
Oh, brother, that was fire. I've never heard anybody say something quite like that, man. I'm glad to be here. Honored, Joe.
Man, I impressed the mindset monster, man. That's a different one today.
I love it, brother. I love it. I remember when I first met you, I was watching you from Atlanta on stage, and I was just so impressed with what you were building. And one, thank you for having me on here. Thank you for reaching out and making this happen. I appreciate it. It's an honor. I met you in Atlanta for the first time when Jeremy was courting me, recruiting me, right? So he sends me out to Atlanta to go watch that event, and I watched you from stage, and I'm like, this is a genius. This man's brilliant. And to watch what you've built from cold calling, your success and your following, and people want to be around you, and then elevating your brand and your company, it's pretty cool. So thanks for having me on here, man.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Then, about me, where do I begin? Like, what do you want to know, man?
Yeah. So I would say I have a couple questions, but I think the biggest one that's on my heart, just kind of starting out, is what created the mindset monster?
I didn't know it at the time, and I've gotten really good at being able to deliver this without emotion and tearing up. I've really worked on this. My friend was murdered in 1998. It was 1:45 in the morning, October 6th, and we were going to a Jimmy Buffett concert that day. And we were sitting at a house. We were watching a house of a man, an adult, who was growing pot plants in his backyard. He had 8, 9 pot plants in the backyard. Not that big of a deal to us. We just graduated high school, man. 18 years old. Life is ours. I'm with my current wife, my only wife, Jennifer. She's my girlfriend. And I hear this boom, boom, boom. Sheriffs were coming in. And I was like, oh, shoot. They kicked in the door and they came in. And me and my boy Riley were on the couch together with another girl, his girlfriend. And all of a sudden they just started firing.
Oh,
gunshots. I rushed him and fell. I stood up and I rushed the guy and I just fell when I heard 2 or 3 cracks. And when I came to, they were gone. The girl on the couch was shot in the stomach. She lived. And my buddy had 6 bullets in the chest, and I held him while he died, spitting blood all over me. And it ruined me for 5 years. Or like ruined me. I dug deep into drinking and work.
How old were you then?
18. 18 years old. My best friend was murdered. And that's what created the mindset monster. But I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. And so for years, I was in a lot of pain, suffering. My wife, Jennifer Pollard, with me now, she walked me through that. She was the rock. I asked her to leave me. We had a son. I said, just leave me. You don't want, I'll take care of our boy. I'll take care of you, but I'm not good to be around. She didn't leave. She helped me. She served me. I didn't go to therapy. I worked my ass off in the car business, made a lot of money, but I was drinking heavily. And so I had to quit drinking. 5 years into it, I quit drinking. My grandfather helped me with it. My grandfather, 3 years after he died, really helped me slow down the pace I was living because it wasn't a good pace. Not only that, but about a year after Riley was murdered, because we were going to court and trying to find these guys, right? We're going to trial. And I found one of the guys that did it, one of the gangbangers, and I found him. I followed him to a house party. I put a hoodie on and I snuck in, and I cornered him in a bathroom and I pistol whipped him with a 9mm gun. He fell to the ground and I shoved it in his mouth, knocking out his teeth, and I was going to blow his head off. And I didn't do it. I'm not an executioner. I didn't take that man's life. But I remember seeing in his eyes, the fear he had in his eyes is the fear I see in people's eyes when they're not living to their full potential nowadays.
Dang.
And that's what brought out the mindset monster, is the culmination of that life, stopping to drinking. Then I went on a tear, Joe. I went on a tear, cleaned up my life. My grandfather, 3 years after Riley died, and I'm still a mess, and I'm dark, and I'm cynical, and I almost killed this man. And I take off running. I didn't pull the trigger. My grandfather takes me to the funeral, the graveyard where Riley's buried, and he says, "Get out of the truck." And he gets out of the truck, and I walk to the grave over where Riley's grave. He grabs 2 shovels, and he throws them over to the next plot, right next to where Riley's buried. Yeah. And he says, "Start fucking digging." I'm like, "What are you talking about, man?" He goes, "That's where you're going to be, son, if you don't knock it off. You're supposed to live for his name. He shouldn't die in vain. You have to find a calling to serve Riley. Help people that have gone through this. Help people that have gone through this life and help them serve. And then all of a sudden, your boy Riley won't die in vain." I didn't know what to do with that, man. Well, I backed down on the drinking. I got serious about work, and I went to war for 10 years, and I became a general manager of a BMW dealership, and I was printing money with my wife, man. Now we got 3 kids. Life is good. I'm still sad. I'm still not the same goofy All-American state championship wrestler that I once was, but I'm getting better. Right? I'm living. So I thought. 34 years old, my son almost dies. My baby boy, 10 years old, my youngest child, has a heart condition. And he has to have a heart surgery. He has to have another heart surgery. He gets a really bad infection. And he's a miracle child because of the way the tubing or the plumbing in the heart is wired.
Yeah.
Encoded. He shouldn't be here after the first heart surgery when they closed him up. We got a miracle child, and now he's 6'2". He's a monster kid. He's a great kid, and I love him to death. And he's doing great. He was
10 years old.
He was 10 years old, yeah. And what happened is that at 10 years old, that suppression of Riley dying came to life. I was dreaming about my son dying and Riley dying when my son was going through the heart surgeries at the same time. I took this dealership from $30 million to $125 million in 5 years as the general manager of this BMW store in California, and the pressure setting in and the stress, and I'm freaking out, dude, and I'm drinking heavily again, and I can't be drinking. I know this is not a good path, and my buddy comes up to me in the car dealership and goes, "Here, Shawn, I'm a general manager. I wear $3,000 suits every day. I'm really proud of what I built." The guy goes, "Here you go, take this little pill." Little blue pill is what he gave me. Never touched this shit before. Never did cocaine a day in my life. 34 years old, he gives me a little blue pill called Oxycontin. And for 5 years, I became a drug addict. Boom. It eliminated the fear and the pain and the stress of my life. And I dove into it. I swan dove into it. And I didn't have to drink as much because I was taking pills. But then that wasn't enough. And then it was cocaine. And then it was gambling. And I lost myself, man, for 5 years. From 34 to 39, I lost myself. $795,000 I spent on coke and gambling. My wife didn't know until about the last year of it. And she said, "You got to stop." The general manager of my dealership, or the owner of my dealership, fires me. And I'm a mess, man. I'm 39 years old and I don't have an identity. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And my wife leaves. She wants to divorce now because I'm not listening to her. And she's walking out of the house, Joe. And I go, "What do you want from me?" I'm still, even though I got fired from the GM job, making about almost 500, less than 500 grand, I'm still making 290 grand at another dealership. Still got the house, the cars, the boats, the life, the style. And I'm doing cocaine here and there, popping pills. I'm skinny, but I'm still winning. I'm still winning in my mind. That's what I'm thinking, man. And my wife goes, "I'm out of here. I can't do this. I gave you a warning. I said, "Okay, just give me some time." That night, my daughter comes up to me and goes, "Daddy," she's 16. "We need you to leave and go get help." And I told her, "Don't you ever talk to me like that. You don't know what you're talking about, young lady. Mind your business." The next day, my wife says, "I'm done, Shawn." And she's walking out of the house with my children. And I said, "What do you want from me, Jennifer?" I slammed the door. I put my hand out like this. I stopped the door. I was like, "What do you want from me, Jennifer?" She whips around fast, man, and in my face and goes, "I want you to be the fucking man I married. What happened to you? I need you to find yourself. You're sick. Your son's healthy." And those combination of words after she left, I detoxed by myself off of pills for a month. No AA, no rehab.
Just like that.
Just like that. I sat in my room for 30 days. I quit my job
Holy.
and I sat in my room for 30 days by myself and detoxed, puking. It was awful, Joe. Awful. No rehab, no AA, and the mindset monster was born, but I didn't know it yet. And I call my wife when I'm done and I'm rehabbed and I'm good. I said, "One more chance, baby. One more chance. Just one more chance. You give me one more chance." I'm groveling at this point, praying, "One more chance. I promise you I will not let you down."
Yeah.
And I went to war. Mind, body, spirituality, health, wealth,
Oh,
finances, everything. I went to war. I was 9 months sober and I came across a man that was starting a sales training company out of Oklahoma. And he had 800 subscribers on YouTube, no Instagram, no
and
LinkedIn.
you're 40 right now? Just to sort of
I'm
on the
39.
time frame. You're 39 at this time. Okay.
Yeah, 39. And I reached out to this man, and he was great, man. He was awesome. This is the greatest sales trainer I've ever heard of. He was amazing the way he moved, even in 29. This is November of October 2019.
Hmm.
And I'm like, this guy's great. This guy's the next it. This guy, I've never seen someone train in car sales like this. And I'm a car guy. I'm like, this guy's amazing. I reach out there, man. I reach out to him and I fly out and meet him in person. I'm supposed to stay for 5 days, Joe. 5. And I end up staying for 64 days. My wife thinks I have abandoned her. I'm 9 months sober. I disappear from my wife for 64 days. I come home to her. I'm like, "Hey, here's what's up." She's livid, livid. No money coming in. We're on our last couple bucks here soon, and then we're on credit card and we're playing with credit cards. And I said, "Hey, U-Haul's coming. We're moving to Oklahoma." She goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Now think about this. I have one kid that's out of the house and 2 children in school, and
Oh
she
my
goes, "Whoa,
goodness.
whoa, whoa, hold on. We need to talk about this, baby." I said, "We just fucking did. Get in the U-Haul when it comes, or stay. I'm going." And then you know what that 5 years and 3 month path led to? One of the coolest builds of a sales trading company the world's probably ever seen. And then I moved on because it was time for me to go find myself. And that's when the Mindset Monster was born. So that's basically from 1998 to
Wow.
2019. And then 2019, the rebirth, the total transformation, the rebirth of myself. I had to kill my old self off to become a new man. And here we are, taking seventh level, the places that Jeremy's been dreaming of, but didn't have the right people and the right anchors in place. And we're getting it done, man. You see the numbers, you know?
Absolutely, I do. Yeah, and for those of you that aren't familiar with seventh level, Jeremy Miner's company is Shawn and I both contribute to, and Shawn's been a very
Yeah.
crucial part in a lot of the growth that's been especially happening the last couple months. For those that you don't have that background, obviously you can follow Shawn as well here. But I think that the biggest thing, Shawn, I hear in your story is that there's a couple moments in time
Mm-hmm.
where you could have chosen a different path,
Yeah.
and for whatever reason you chose to change. What was behind that?
Well, I think we're fighters, right? Big question, too. That's a big question. We're fighters, men. They're fighters. And if you dig down deep into your ancestry and your lineage of who you are, right? Think about who you are. When was the last time anybody in your life with your last name did anything special? Mine, Isaac Pollard, 1814. He's the last Pollard that did something epic.
I
Epic.
haven't even looked.
You haven't looked? Okay, look at
I,
your lineage.
I'm going
So
to.
I'm a wrestler. I
Mhm.
wrestled my whole life since I could walk. I was a state championship, the state champ wrestler. I won state my junior year, my
Incredible.
second place my senior year. Had a baby at 17 with my wife, so I'm having a wife, kid. My buddy was murdered during this time, and I'm a wrestler, and I'm moving a million miles an hour. And then when Riley, gosh damn, when Riley died, it was a setback emotionally. But I'm a fighter. You're a fighter, Joe. We owe it to our lineage, and I'm serious about that, man. That's our last name. Someone put themselves through hell for me to be here. And the one
100%.
that put the Pollard name on the map was Isaac Pollard. Isaac Pollard, he showed up, said, "I'm the one." That's why I have the quote, "We are the ones." That's why I say that, man. Isaac Pollard showed up to Nahaka, Nebraska, founded the town, was a bootlegger turned legal cider seller, apple cider seller, had 114,000 acres of land at 1814, blew up the Pollard name. I mean, just an amazing man. And then you look at it today, there's 5 acres left of that, and I own it. And all the Pollards sold the land off for money. And none of them are in the town anymore except for my father. My father still lives there in Nahaka, Nebraska, and the house that I own the 5 acres on that he's given to me. The one showed up was Isaac Pollard. Now, all the Pollards good people, they're great people, fantastic people, but they never did anything. They just lived 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, weekends off, nothing special. They sold all the land, and then I show up after pain. More champions are built from pain than motivation. Okay, and we're broken, not broken. We're scarred, man. We're beat up. Pain creates champions. The more amount of pain that you've endured in life, the bigger a life that you can have because you know what it's like to burden the load of pressure and stress.
100%.
So I love a hard life. So I show up now and I'm the one, Isaac Pollard, and now it's my time. It's my time to go show the world what the Pollards are all about. The Mindset Monster, the brand that I'm building, that's not me. That's you, Joe. That's everybody that walks out there that believes the way I believe. Honor, one woman, one partner, one lover.
Yep.
Okay? And you stick with that woman through thick and thin.
100%.
Honorable in life, honorable in business. I'm with my wife 28 years, 3 beautiful children. They're all grown up. They're all successful, high credit scores, high amount of money in the bank. They don't think like servant people. My son's with me now here working, getting his insurance license, and they think big because of the things that I've learned in the car business and the way I totally transform my life. It's the rebirth. The old person must die. And so now the one shows up. I'm here. I'm here with you. We met, and now we're brothers because we align and we think the same way. Every time we speak, Joe, we have great information. And then I learned a bunch of shit about the back end because I decided that I'm great in sales, but I don't know the back end operations of companies. And I started to master that. And that was the purpose of why I'm here, to master the back end of an operation so I can lift the company, serve people and change the way that they view the model of the world, roll Jeremy, protect Jeremy, and let's go. When I got here, Joe, you remember when I got here 7 months ago? I hated it. I hated coming to work here. Every fucking day was awful for 4 months. And I almost quit. And you know what my wife said, Joe? My wife said, Shawn, you're not quitting on Jeremy. You're going to stick it out. You're going to take this company over and you're here to protect him. I know it in my heart, baby. This is where we're supposed to be. I'm like, son of a bitch.
That woman's
I want to leave. Because I had another badass offer, man. And I'm dealing with these people that were here before that are all for themselves. They're driving the company the direction that they want them to go because of their egos, not Jeremy's vision. And then I show up, got rid of all of them, got rid of the board, everything. Now I'm on the board with Jeremy and 2 other people, and we're doing the man's vision. We're following Jeremy's vision. We're protecting him. We have his back. We're big allies. The Mindset Monster movement, the group of men and women that believe in their spirituality, their faith, relationships, wealth, and mindset. Those 5 have to be congruent, and you're an honorable man in your community. So you pick your zip code, you pick your last name, what religion are you, stamp the mindset mantra behind it, the movement of people and the way we live, and let's go. I can go to any state in 16 different countries that I'm aware of and know my people, the mindset monsters, are there, and I have a place to stay. That's what I built on the side for 7 years, and I'm going to continue doing it until it's a Tony Robbins bigger movement. I'm going to roll with Jeremy. I'm going to roll with you. I told you the coach's corner, the thing we're building where you guys are going to get $3,000 an hour. It's there. It's here. It's real.
Yep.
Why would you want to learn?
I believe it. I'm obviously grateful for it financially for myself, but I think that the biggest thing that I'm thinking, like, even because the money's great, and I think also the fact that I know you've made a lot of money, not just once, not just twice, multiple times. You have the beautiful family, wife, kids. Like, a lot of people, Shawn, will look up to you and be like, man, like, he has everything. What continues to drive him? Especially people who are a little like younger than us. They're like, but they don't see what was built. They don't see what was built when you had the opportunity to take that guy's life. You chose not to. And that's one of the biggest things that sticks out to me about your story is like that same face is the face so many people we walk around all the time have. Because I feel a lot of people, unfortunately, kind of went through college. Maybe they got married or kind of whatever, had their first kid. Then everyone dies in their 20s and they wait another 50, 60, 70 years to get buried because they're just going through the motions. And you said that. And because I haven't had that type of experience, but living through your experience and only imagining the kind of anger you would have wanting to get back at this guy that you
Yeah.
chose not to, like that's scary. The fact that that's the same face a lot of people, it's like almost like half the world's, most of the world's zombies.
I see it every day.
How do we fix it? In your
See it
mind,
every
that's
day.
what seems to drive.
Unfortunately, how do we fix it? It's a really good question. Unfortunately, men most likely have to have a forced change, which is hitting rock bottom and even further before they go, help. Okay, I submit, I surrender. I don't know what to do, but I'm ready to do something different. Most men have to go that path because they have to force change, which is on your way down. You go, oh shit, we're stopped. I'm going to force this change and I'm going to flip it. Okay, most men have to go to rock bottom and then they become aware. And once they become aware, they raise their hand, the ego goes away. And they're like, okay, I need help. I'm ready to do anything I can, Shawn. That man is dangerous. I can take him fast. So force changes most likely have to happen, or you have an awareness in life. And I ask men, how often are you having sex? If it's not enough, then you have an issue. You need to fix it because women are driven by passion. They are passionate people. Women need to feel, I told you this, women need to feel like they are what, Joe?
Needed.
Needed. If you're not giving them sex and
It's
you're not
stuck with
giving
me
them,
since you told me that last week. It has been the back of my head.
yeah, needed. Women need to feel needed. If my wife doesn't feel needed, I could drive her to lonely. And if you drive her to lonely and she doesn't feel needed by you, that's why women cheat. They have to emotionally drive themselves almost insane to cheat. Most women, they're not coded biologically to cheat. Men, we don't care. We are not emotionally attached to having sex with random women all the time. We don't give a shit. That's unfortunately our code. Women are. For them to cheat on a husband, they were driven emotionally. They're lonely. They don't feel needed. Now, I'm not saying any of it's okay, but it is different.
Yeah.
And I almost took my wife to that extreme. And so to change, you have to look at somebody that you want to model maybe. Maybe you got to be aware of it and see that, hey, this is not how it's supposed to be. We're in the greatest era of humanity with AI and technology. Our phone right here, this thing right here, this is a supercomputer, right? Are you going to use it as a tool or is it going to make you a fool? Most of you, this thing makes you a fool. And you have God given free will. AI, this phone, I can teach you how to print money. But do you want to do it? Not only for the money, but to serve others at a higher calling. What keeps me going, Joe, is knowing that there's a man just like me 6 years ago that's drinking himself to oblivion. The daughter doesn't look up to him or her daddy like a superhero. The sons don't want to be him. The wife's thinking about cheating on him. And I want to get that man. I want to help him. And it starts with sales training. The sales training is a sexy where we get them in, right? We get them in, we teach them how to make more money, and then I get my hands on them and I help them with the mindset and the reality of their life isn't all it's cracked up to be. If you're not having sex at least 3 times a week with your wife, too bad. I'm 28 years married, bro, and I'm still doing those numbers with her because we are passionate together. We love one another. We drive each other crazy, but we're in this thing. And the vision is so real for me. If I painted out seventh levels vision and where we're going with Jeremy and his vision and mine combined and where we go in 1 year, 2 years, 10, you would be like, holy shit, Shawn, you are nuts. Do you believe that? I believe it, bro. Believe it. Not only $1 billion industry, wait until you see our AI that serves people because fulfillment, I only find it through growth or growth through fulfillment. I only find it through helping other people now. The money doesn't drive me. I don't need money. The money, dude, I haven't looked at a paycheck in probably 2 years. My wife handles that.
Yeah.
It's the people that say, thank you, Shawn. You changed my life. No, I didn't. But thank you. It means the world to me. You listened and you instilled that into your life. Be proud of yourself. I love it, bro. I get text messages all day long. You changed my marriage. You changed my life. Now, I didn't do all that. Like I said, I can't take that credit. That's not my ego. Or when the woman calls me, this is so special. The woman calls me and
That's
says,
that's
hey,
that's different.
thank you for bringing my man back. Thank you for bringing my husband home to me. He's awake now, Shawn. I don't know what the hell you said to him or did to him, but he's back. My man is back. And then the kids have daddy that has a superhero. My kids want to be like me now, man. They didn't used to. And so that's life, dude. What do you want? You want money? Good. That's easy. It's easy. But what about the internal? Okay. What about the internal that can go affect the external? You have to rewire and go to war internally to become this new person, the one, the monster, so you can externally shape the world because it's needed, man. Look how crazy it is out here. Look
Why
at
do
me.
you find so many? I don't mean to interrupt you. You just have so many good points. It's like, man, I just want to like, Jeremy talks about pattern interrupt and have you walk back and
I
go through
love
all.
it.
I think the
Well,
biggest
which
thing,
part, man? What do you mean? What points? Just
yeah,
reading,
yeah.
studying, thinking,
Yeah,
journaling.
I think it's just where you're mentioning, and I always go back to like moments in time, but it's like all these little decisions that when you had the choice to like you could have chosen to like not gone out to Oklahoma. You could have
Hmm.
chosen to not turn your life around. You could have chosen to
Yeah,
continue digging that grave, right, with your grandfather there, right? You
yeah.
could have chosen all those things, but you didn't. And I've seen a lot of people would know who you coach, right, if we named them by name, right?
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely. They know
what
who I coach.
exactly? But what do you see in these people? Because I think sometimes a lot of people think like, oh, well, Sean or Joe and anyone that's heard our stories, well, they had like crazy things happen to them, so of course they need to change. I haven't had a ton of stuff like that, and I've always seen it as like, okay, if you haven't, here's the crazy part about growth. You choose change, or change will choose you.
Yeah.
That's your only two options. So either you choose to go grow, or eventually life is going to force you, and like you said, but what do you see in all these people that you coach and train, and what's the one thing that they have in common? What they're willing to do.
Oh, when they want to go into the change.
Correct.
Okay, that's really good. Okay, one, it starts with hope.
Okay.
They've lost the element of hope in their lives and they quit dreaming. Okay, somewhere along the lines, uncles, aunts, moms, friends, whatever, they smashed their dream and it started smashing. You got your dream crushed at 6. By 10, you got your dream crushed again. And then by 13, something happens, another dream got crushed. High school, dream crushed. College, some dreams were crushed. You didn't get the job, dream crushed. You didn't make the team, dream crushed. And then all of a sudden, you're living life and the career that you don't get the promotion, dream crushed again. And all of a sudden, you're wired. You're wired. Your mind is wired. This is just how it is. It's just how it is. It's how my life. No, it's not. Because nothing is permanent, Joe, but your soul. So if nothing is permanent but your soul, you can change at any age, anything that you want. And you have to go back to dreaming. We detach from dreaming the older we get. And you have to go back to dreaming. And then you have to find something that inspires hope. Person, book, religion, faith, something. It inspires hope. My hope was to be my wife's ultimate fantasy. That's what I wanted. I wanted, if my wife ever left me, I feel sorry for the man that gets her. He will never compete with me in the bedroom. He will never compete with the way I treat her.
Let's go.
I wanted to be my wife's ultimate fantasy. I want her to dream of me. I want her to be, I mean, when I come home, man, and she makes me
Jennifer, you have
breakfast.
such a lucky man. If you're listening to this, I'm telling you right now.
Well, bro, she built it. Think about it. She built this man. She stayed. She could have taken me for half and took off when I had money, right? Well, I have money. No, we had money, right? A lot of money. Fuck, she could have taken half of that and bounced back in the 90s or 2000s.
Yeah.
And then I lost it all through my drug addiction and this and that. Moved to Oklahoma to build a company, went broke. Car got repoed. We paid back all of our creditors. Now we're back over 700 credit score. The story's real. She could have left when we had money. I have money now. She could leave at any time. She stayed with this monster and she built it. She built me. I built her. We're a service to other. It's one flesh. We don't give a fuck what anybody says about us. Not our parents. No one tells us what to do and deters us from where we're going. And so then you have hope. You start dreaming again. Ooh, now you got a little momentum. Okay. Then you visualize, okay, who do I want to become? And I ask all my coaching students this question: what do you want to be known for when you die?
Mm.
Start thinking about that and bring it in now. Okay, I want to
Those
be
are
known
two
for
different
this.
things. Some people
Mhm,
hear what would be become, but known for, that's a
mhm,
whole different level of like legacy to kind of purpose to, because become is just like, oh, you can become a business person, you can become
mhm.
whatever,
I
but
want to
known
become.
for is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I want to be known for something. I want to be, can I become iconic before I die? Could I become a Tony Robbins? I think Tony Robbins is an icon. I think Michael
I agree.
Jordan, Tom Brady, those people are icons. Can I become iconic? And I don't think a Jordan Belfort is an icon. I don't think Grant Cardone's an icon. I think they're good what they do. I don't agree with them. I think that to be an icon, it's a certain special it factor, right? You toe the line. You admit I'm a liar. I've lied. I am flawed, but I do my very, very best to serve at the highest level, Joe. I promised my wife I wouldn't lie. I used to lie all the time. White lie my ass off all the time. To get her out of my hair, to make a deal, I would lie about everything. And I promised her in this total transformation process, finding myself again, I wouldn't lie. I catch myself here and then, and you know what I do? I call myself out for it in public right then and there. I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. I just lied to you. I don't know why I even told you that. Like I do it. It's embarrassing. It's hard. But who am I becoming internally, dude, by doing that? That's the separator, right? And so you stack hope. Now we have a dream, we have the vision, right? We write it down. Who do you want to become? What do you want to be known for when you die? And then understand nothing is permanent but your soul, so you can fix it and change and go any direction you want. And the first thing you have to do in this transformation process to go become the millionaire or a billionaire and do the things, you have to audit your circle and you have to put your parents in check. Most likely. A lot of people will because they know you.
You're hitting so
They
many
know
things
you.
right now. I know I'm a few years younger than you, but I'm like just listening right now. So if I'm kind of like I'm trying everything you're saying because I even have my
I'm
next
honored.
question, and that just hit me right there.
You got to. It's hard. The ones that are supposed to love you the most, Joe. The ones that are supposed to love you, and they love you. They want you safe. We ain't trying to be safe. We're trying to take over. And so the advice that they may give or the things that they might say, they don't know they're hurting you, but that doesn't align with who I'm trying to become. So I got to go. I can't listen to you. I put my mom and dad in check one time, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and now they're with me. They know their son, and now they see the success and the fact that I paid off their house and the things that I've done for them, and they're like, he's done it. He did it. He did what he said he was going to do. And I started dreaming big. I started dreaming big in 2019 because before that I was making 480 grand as a GM in the car dealership at a BMW store, wearing three-piece suits every day, driving $100,000 car. My wife had $100,000 SUV. They were demos from the dealership that I didn't even have to pay for, man. My life, I thought I had it all until my son got sick, and I drove it into the ground. And now I live with purpose and clarity. I have it all. But I'm just getting warmed up at 45 years
Love
old,
that.
brother. I just found my
Love that.
identity at 41. I just put the Mindset Monster brand together at 41, and look how many people fly the flag. Look how many people are saving their marriages, changing their lives, bringing people more. There's groups of humans all over the world now that congregate under the Mindset Monster philosophy and mantra. I didn't know it was going to get like this. Dude, I'm honored.
Yeah.
And it's open. It's open season. People come to me and say, hey, Shawn, when are you going to build the accessories and all the apparel? Do it yourself. It's your brand, not mine. It's ours. If you want to sell Mindset Monster gear, go make it. I got a guy right now making 10 grand a month selling Mindset Monster gear, and he cuts me $2,000 back. He's doing that. I have
That's
another two
incredible.
people starting to do that. It's the brand for all. There's no IP to this. There's no trademark. There's no copyright. It's ours, you guys. I built it from an Instagram and just speaking to the truth. I walked in, I leveled my home, and I started over at 39. And it was the most elegant thing I've ever done. It was beautiful, man. I was just like, here we go. And then my wife, she loves me so much. The first year of the recreation and the total transformation of life, she stood there like this because she didn't want to get her heart broken again. She started to like seeing what she saw. She started to like to see her new man. She started liking what I was doing, and she didn't want to buy in because she thought for maybe I might slip and go back to drinking and mess up, and she didn't want to have her heart broken again. So she sat there like this for a year and a half or so. And I pulled her aside one night and I said, baby, I love you. If you don't snap out of it and get with me on this journey, I'm going to leave you. Here's what's going to happen. A new woman's going to come into my life that I'm going to love. She's going to love me. And she doesn't know the old Shawn. She gets this new version I'm trying to build. She doesn't know the pain, the sleepless nights, the crying, the heartbreak. She doesn't know any of that. She gets this new man that you fucking built, and you don't get to enjoy it because you won't wake up and run with me. Dude, the very next day, boom, lights out in the gym, ready to roll, arms out. Now she's helping in the company. And we just started exploding. And every day we get better and better because the truth is real. We are the ones. We showed up to change this life. The Pollard legacy started with Isaac, and I'm going to be the one that finishes it and carries it home until my sons take
I
over.
love that. I think such a strength of yours, my friend, is like you have such a way to speak to the vulnerabilities. And
Thank you,
like
brother.
how you that's such a strength in so many ways because we're actually only defined by our weakest point.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's like we don't rise to the level of our goals or our greatest intentions, right? I talk about it all the time, but we fall to the level of our weakest systems and beliefs.
Yep.
And you speak so strong to the vulnerabilities that it almost inherently becomes a strength.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's why I just appreciate you a ton for because I felt like even just there's so many points during your story. I feel like, all right, I've been this is I feel so honored to have you on this podcast. We just started it this year, right?
Yeah.
But hearing your story, seeing what's going on, but there were so many points that I'm like, God told Shawn to tell me that right now. God told Shawn to tell me that right now. And it's just this, I just know it's going to help so many people. And I'm so blessed to have you here. What's kind of a last thought as we wrap up? And then you can share where people can follow you. But what's kind of one
Okay.
last thought you to a lot of the listeners to this show, they've gone through different things. And
Mm-hmm.
how do we just help them not claim victim to what happens to them?
You got to go alone. You got to go into the dark, right? Go back into the dark and be alone. Because in the dark, alone, there's no distractions and you can find your thoughts. Write. Write down everything you want to accomplish. Write down your fears. Write down your insecurities. Anything that triggers you emotionally that's over 6 months old, write it all out and burn it. Deal with that. Write it all out. Riley being murdered. I wrote it all out 3 years ago. It was 37 pages, Joe. 37 pages. And I wrote out in detail how I felt, why I thought I'd failed him. I wasn't fast enough. I should have covered him up. I was Riley's protector. I wasn't quick enough to the gunman. And I wrote all these guilty things I was blaming myself for, man. Can't blame yourself for that. The fuck? And I wrote all of it out and I wrote it out and I wrote it out. And you see tears all over the paper. And then at the end, I saved it and I read it the next day, page for page, slowed down and read it, took it all in and say, I forgive myself of everything. I want to move on with my life. I want to be happy again. And I burned it and it worked. I felt like this pressure relief. And I told Riley, I look up at Riley, this is for you, man. And I'm going to bring people on this mission. The Mindset Monster mission is so my boy doesn't die in vain. And so you have to make the choice that it's okay to be alone. It's okay. Solace is power. Be alone, write out your thoughts, get clarity. If you have to, if you're bad with social media, get off social media for a month. Reconnect, okay, and then drive it home because you have a certain amount of finite time and it only takes about 68 days to really get a good routine going that becomes a ritual, okay? And the first thing you must do is you have to replace a habit with a new habit that's better for you. If you
Yep.
drink, walk, right? If you take a lot of sugar in, go to organic food, whatever. But we're
Do
habitual
something
by
different.
nature. Yeah.
Yep.
So habits have to be replaced. You don't just get rid of habits, you replace habit for habit. I walk every night. Every night I walk 5 miles. And everybody meets me at the park. They know I'm there now. They meet me at the park and we talk business, we talk integrations, we talk branding. How did the Mindset Monster brand do $44,000 in gross profit last month with no overhead and no, I mean, dude, think about that. I don't advertise it. I don't do anything. And plus the
Yes.
money I made at seventh level, plus the money I made in my insurance company, right? No one knows that. The insurance company I have now. And plus the money we're making with the AI. Like you can do anything you want. Let me help you plus your life. You can't add and subtract your life. You have to multiply or you're fucked. And the government ain't saving you. There's nothing coming for you but you to get this life. Okay. So if you need help, you reach out. All my shit's 99% free. I'll give you the time if I have it. If you need it, schedule it with my assistant. I'll give you a 15-minute pep call. Tell me where you're at in your business. Tell me where you're at in your marriage, and I'll show you what worked for me. Because you can't deny my scoreboard and what I've built. And now
Absolutely.
Jeremy Miner, seventh level, it's the most profitable it's ever been. And we're doing more numbers than we've ever done in 8 months of me being here. And I only took over as president 3 months ago. Joe,
I
it's
know.
over. It's done.
I know.
It's a wrap. We're the best.
We're
Look
just
at
starting
Jeremy
here.
Miner, ranked 44th in the world by Selling Power Magazine as a sales professional. You can't fake that, Joe.
Oh,
All these people with their false claims on what they do, bullshit. I know their numbers. No one's bigger than seventh level in B2C. Nobody. Nobody. But we don't talk about that, do we, Joe? We just do the work. We honor our people.
yeah. Yeah, I love it, man. Where can people, as we wrap up here, where can people find you? Where can people get excited about what the movement you're doing, what we're doing with Seventh?
I will give them Maria, Maria, at 7th level hqteam.com. If you email her and say, hey, I'm from the podcast, she'll give you 15 minutes for free. And then at Mindset Monster _ in the DMs is where it goes down, baby.
Perfect. Awesome, man.
That Facebook DMs too, where it goes down. And then that's I'm social. I'm 100% DM. Like I pull probably 300 grand a month out of the DMs, man. It goes down in the DMs, brother. And if you don't have a meme game and follow up, meme game, and you don't know how to use memes with AI in your follow up, wake up. You're gonna get smoked. We're smoking you because we are printing money this way. And I'll teach you all that too. We have a lot of stuff to go over, man. We got a lot of work to do, Joe.
We got a lot of work to do, man. I'm so thankful again, you taking the time, jumping on here. Hey guys, absolutely. That's Shawn Pollard for you. Just an absolute tear of energy, but also discipline, character, mindset. Just again, thankful for the influence you have on my life, my girlfriend, and her daughter and everything. Like I've talked a lot about you and your wife and your family to them.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm just super grateful for you guys, and we'll wrap it on that. For those of you that are here and ready for the next step, keep listening to the show. We'll see you on the next one.
Woo! See ya.
This is where winners learn to be great. Built for the cold, you say? That damn straight. The lessons, the love, the insights from above. Hope you take them and grow, even with another cup of Joe. Thank you for dropping in and listening to the show.